What's up, Nation? Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. My name is Law Nation, LAW Nation. Let's talk right quick. Game day for the NFC East. Although we play on Monday night, these are the things I'm looking for. Washington team versus the Giants. I'm rooting for a tie in that game, right? We're looking for a tie out of that game. Shout out to the Washington team and shout out to the Giants. But we're looking for a tie. But if a team should win, let it be the Giants. Yep. And also, it's going to be the Ravens versus the Eagles. Now, of course, we want everybody to come out, healthy and these sorts of things, but I want a solid football game, and I'm looking for the Ravens to win, right? We are in first place. My Cowboys are in first place. We just need to figure out a way to separate ourselves from the opposing teams that's in this division. Now, granted, Monday Night Football, we know what Andy Dalton's particular record is in prime time. For your mind, it's not that great, but we want to let Andy know that it's not primetime game, right? We want to start pouring that into his mind. And also, they talking about elevating and bringing back LVE. To me personally, just to me, it seems like they're rushing him. It seems like they're pushing this thing down his throat and shoving it down his throat, saying, hey, we need you to play. Now, granted, the Cowboys do some crazy things, and we know that. We flat out know it. We don't know whether or not this is an actual or was an actual collarbone situation, or was it one of those situations where they was trying to say to themselves, maybe, just maybe, we can just circumvent it to cover up that neck injury and say he will be out for these amount of times, or as far as weeks or what have you in days. That could be the situation, Cowboy Nation. It could be. It could flat out be the situation for the Dallas Cowboys with LVE. In other news, when I look back at Andy Dalton, I've been really looking at this thing as far as his stats and as far as what he can do, throwing the ball, and his tendencies. I got all the way back. I watched the Cincinnati team from last year all the way up until the point they played the Ravens. Now, of course, he was 2-11. Was last year, and he only won 2 games. But the first, he started off 0-4, 0-5, basically. But there's some good stuff in there with Andy. He do get the ball out quick. He throws a good deep ball, believe it or not. And from looking at the film, he throws a good deep ball. It's just that with Andy, I got somebody coming in. It's just that with Andy, hear me out. It's just that with Andy Dalton, he was throwing to John Ross, and he was throwing to a Tyler Boyd. And John, although he's fast and quick, he's tiny, and he dropped the ball a lot. They had a lot of situations they could have won against the Seattle Seahawks that first game last year in 2019. He put up 400 yards against that Seattle defense. Not saying that Seattle defense was Legion of Boom or anything, but he did put up over 400 yards. But that Tyler Boyd, they love to play basketball with the football. And now looking at everything, they had a number 12, Erickson or something like that. Eric Son, I believe that's how you say his name. And he was there pretty much slot guy, what have you. And Tyler was one of the Eifert was one of the tight ends that he started to favor towards the latter part of the season. So I'm thinking that with the collective unit that we got now is a whole lot better. And Mixon he was dinged up the first few games. So he was dinged up for the first few games. So we're going to have to figure this thing out, Cowboy Nation. I think that this team is a whole lot better. I think that this team can figure out ways to find wins. And I know that CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, even Cedric Wilson is better than what he had to throw to last year because A.J. Green was out. So to look at this thing optimistically, we got a chance, and I think that Andy Dalton will figure out a way. Before they come running in here, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Impromptu show. You know how this thing go, right? Y'all hit that like button, share this content. Let that friend, neighbor, foe know. Let them know where to go. Let's go. Go Cowboys.